Welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch. I'm a chess grandmaster and we're gonna play some games. Let's start with a 3-minute game. I will comment during the games, so I hope you will enjoy it. We will try to play some good chess, and of course I will try to explain the most of the things in case I have time. What is happening on the chessboard. So let's go. First game. For the moment we are not having an opponent. Hopefully soon. Yes, now we have. So first game we have FIDE Master from Spain, I think. Bishop f4 is a London system. I am playing with a g6 move, so and d6. I like this system with d6, knight on c6. Idea is to play knight d7 followed by the move e5, so this is what we do. Here we have the move c4, usually idea is knight on c6 next. So let's expand the operations, and we have few ways of playing this position. Let's go with the move king h8 because it's useful. In most of the cases, the idea for white is to play somewhere the move c5. So he wants to go b4. Yes, it makes perfect sense to go b4 next as well. g5. Maybe f4, maybe e4, d5. I'm not so sure in this move. He plays it because knight e7, the pawn is hanging here. It's a possible play for white. Let's go back. g4, oh, g4, this is not looking very good to play g4. So we can play the move f4, we can keep everything the way it is. We can push also here the move e4, so many options. Let's think a little bit. What should we play next? The knight is completely out of the game. Of course, we should try to get it back. Which move to play? Not so sure, not so sure. So maybe let's play the move f4 to close the bishop on h2 basically forever. Now we have to get our pieces back into the game. How to do that? Maybe, I don't know if I should play just the move h6. Okay, maybe h6 just to defend, and then finally we get our knight into the game. So knight is in the game. Let's get the second knight, and then we have to see what we are going to play next. So let's play b6 to avoid this c5 push. Somewhere we're gonna sacrifice with moves as e4, just we have to prepare for that. He wants to get the queen here. This is pretty obvious. Yes, he does it. Okay, let's get the pieces to good positions as well. Knight f8 is always possible, so we will cover the h7 square. He takes. Okay, so let's take back. Let's get knight f8 to get the bishop into the game. Oh, I blundered the pawn. This was not so good, but luckily we can take the pawn on g4. So sometimes when you have a good position, then even if you blunder something, usually you have something else. We're gonna attack the pawn on h3. Are we in time to grab the pawn? Not yet, so let's get more pieces into the game. Knight f4 is coming next probably, and as well simple move like bishop f5. Okay, let's get the bishop to f5. Probably it's not a bad position for the bishop, and let's get the last piece. So now we should try to do something. Maybe knight g6 followed by knight f4 is looking logical. Yes, let's get the knight. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's play. No. I misslipped the mouse. Of course, he can take it. I didn't want to give him this pawn, obviously. I should never play rook c8. because I could have just taken and probably the position would be close to winning. But alright, let's continue fighting. Still, I guess, maybe there is a chance to come back. Let's see. So welcome to the chat. He wants to okay, let's take the pawn. Oh, this was not the best. Probably I could have played bishop f8 to catch the queen. Okay, better late than never. And let's get the pieces into the game. So now I have to play very, very fast, obviously. Position is good. Just, am I fast enough? Position is now, should be very, very good. We have to be so fast. Not my strengths to be very, very fast, to be honest. But maybe we're lucky. Not fast enough as expected, but of course, what to do? To be very fast with the mouse is not my strengths, but overall was not a bad game. Of course, some blunders, which is normal for the blitz game, but yeah, was obviously completely winning. So let's play the next game. I have to play faster in the beginning because when it comes to seconds, I am not very good, as you could see. Probably many of you could have done it way better than me, having this just couple of seconds on the clock. I'm not good in that. I need a little bit of time before moving somewhere. So welcome to the chat. Hello everyone. In case you have some chess questions, please do ask them. I would be happy to answer. We are still waiting for our opponent. Otherwise, of course, help the channel to grow. Please like, subscribe. That would be great. As well, in case you are a chess lover, we have a great application on the market. The name is VChess, same as the channel. You can try it out with the whole family. I think you will enjoy it. Again, we have this kind of opening. I don't know why is it that kind of popular, because I think black is having just a decent position out of opening with simple moves. We did nothing special for the moment. The pieces of black are just solid. So okay, let's go here. Maybe he wants to take. And then we're gonna see what we play next. No, he does not take, so now I can even take, I guess, but maybe we can play knight e6, so the bishop has to go somewhere, and then we're gonna play knight queen a5. A little bit greedy play. Oh, he gives me the pawn. Okay, so let's take the pawn, because I don't see an obvious compensation for white at the moment. Queen is sort of trapped, but not yet. So let's go c5 to take another pawn on d4. Position is looking nice. I think we're doing very well. It's hard to believe that we are playing a GM, because usually GM would not give a pawn on c3, so this is a little bit strange. I don't think we're playing a GM, but it doesn't matter. So let's just try to play good chess. For the moment, things are really going well. Pawn up for black. without basically any compensation for the pawn down for white. Yes, things are looking really well. Of course, the game goes on, and it is a blitz game, everything can happen, but we have a good start. Let's get the knight on f4 to free the bishop. So let's play here. We are trying to grab the pawn on c2 in case we can. My opponent continues sacrificing, but I think we can just go back because the pawn is under attack. There is rook c8 coming next, and maybe also bishop e4. Then we're gonna try to win the d4 pawn. We continue being better pawn up. Plus, eventually, we're gonna grab the second pawn with a bit of luck. So things are really good for the moment. Okay, let's take the second pawn. And what is the idea of white here? I don't know that, so let's get the rook to the free file. 2 pawns up. Of course, we try to get an endgame because it would simplify our job of winning the game. King, pretty safe. Knight, great position on e6, which is important, of course, when you're playing a blitz game, because it's about tactics. So safety is very, very important. So he just resigned. Okay, let's make a rematch. Maybe he wants to play a rematch. No. Okay, it was a bit early resignation in my opinion. No, also no rematch for us. So it seems like we have to search for the next opponent. And yes, we have the next opponent. This time international master. Let's go. G6, E4. So we have Sicilian now. I like the move C3 because it's just so safe. Knight A3, knight is getting to B5. We're gonna play D4 next eventually. So we are aiming for like small advantage with white. Let's see if we can get the small advantage. Queen is under attack. Queen has to move. Queen moves back, so he's just going back. Not sure if this is the best way to play for black. Now we can go with the move d4, I guess, because to open the bishop is a good idea as well. We have this queen b3 move. Interesting also, but we also have this knight on b5 move, which is also interesting. So, which one should I play? Maybe knight on b5. So we try to get some activity. Maybe bishop f4 is coming next, maybe to win the pawn back on d4. We have many options here. He is saying he's trying to provoke me to take. So do I have something better? Because there is also knight on g5 trying to get the f7 pawn, but maybe first to take. I don't know. Maybe I should have done something else. But it looks quite good for white. In the current position, we have some small advantage, I would say. Let's get knight to e5. Maybe some sacrifice might work. Let's see. And bishop f4, knight on h5. But this is looking so dangerous for black. I have quite some tactics here. Feels like I should have something, but maybe it's time to play just a safe move like rook e1, defending the knight. I still have this bishop f4 option. I still have this queen to b3 pressure on f7. Actually quite unpleasant pressure. Maybe I should have taken also. I'm just not sure. This is looking very, very dangerous. Very dangerous for black. I think I can just take, no? Yes, it looks like I'm able to take. So probably he's going to take back. We're gonna take it, and then we have this queen b3 check. The black pieces are not yet developed, and it should give to white. No, he does not take. Wow. What is he planning in case I take now? Bishop takes g6. Is it not immediately over? I don't know. Let's take, no? Because now queen h5 is coming as well. It looks like it is a game over. I don't see that something that he's capable of doing, at least immediately. So of course we take the knight, h7 pawn is hanging. He tries his last chances, we simply can go away. And e5. Okay, we have many different moves that are winning, but why not just to take the bishop? So here is the pin. It is game over. It is game over, so he continues playing. Well, of course, you can continue playing in this kind of positions, but I think to resign would be quite a fair decision. Still, okay, let's win the game, and then let's play the next one. So let's take the pawn, because why not? Let's take the rook. Well, he continues. He continues playing this position. Yeah, what is the sense of that? No, but okay. This is ridiculous, because I think to resign, to start a new game would make way more sense. Can we give a checkmate? Let's see. Yes, I think we can. G3 and rook h5 with a checkmate. So yes, okay, let's not play this guy again, because it's boring to play positions with piece down, piece up, etc. Okay, it was quite a nice win, I think, quite confident. Of course, we had a better position out of the opening, so it helped a little bit. Next game, let's see. Let's see who is the next opponent. Welcome to the chat. In case you have some questions, don't be shy, write them in the chat. Please, I am very open for your chess questions, so don't be shy. Otherwise, like the channel, subscribe, it would help us to grow. And we have a great application on the market, you can try it out, yeah. I see a question is in the chat if I could have taken the bishop first. Yes, but then we would go to an endgame. Of course, it would be still very good for black, but I think there'd be no reason to go for an endgame, because we could go for more. Next game, we are facing International Master. I think it is the flag of Spain. We play Sicilian. I like to play this Queen b6 Sicilian. Objectively speaking, not the best opening ever. But in a blitz game, I think it's not so bad. My opponent is playing extremely fast for the current moment. So let's go with the move b4, because I have to activate my bishop on b7. And of course, I try to put some pressure on c2. Maybe I can go also knight somewhere next, or maybe rook to c8 first. Okay, rook d4. Interesting. Can I try to play the move d5 instantly? He's gonna sacrifice, I guess, but it's a try. It's a try, I believe, because the bishop on the fate protects. So bishop takes. He wants to sacrifice as expected, but is it a full compensation? This is the question. Okay, let's take. For the moment, of course, white is gonna put some heavy pressure on the position of black, but maybe it's fine. So let's see where to put the bishop best. I think maybe I should go just bishop to e7. I could have put the bishop as well to d6 and castle. Yeah, we have to castle. Once we have castled, I think it's good news. So let's change a couple of more pieces. It looks like my king now is pretty safe, so this is of course a big achievement. Safety of the king is so important in every Sicilian. There is no rook takes e7 because we have knight takes b3 intermediate move. He just goes back, so this is already a sign that black's position should be close to winning. Once you're starting to go back, you're exchange down. There is no obvious compensation, so things are looking very good. So we have here as well a little threat. Not so easy to defend actually against this little threat. Yes, we are doing very, very well. It should be a winning position. But it's never easy. It's never easy in a blitz game. One mouse slip and basically the story changes. So we have to be fully focused. So what I can do next, we have this bishop on h3 covering the c8 square, so obviously I should not go there with my rook. It would be great to activate the rook in case we can. I have options, of course, queen a1, I have this knight a4, I have just simple move like bishop f8, safety again. Also activating the rook from e8, we have queen on e3. What's the point of this? Maybe the idea is to play f5, so not so dangerous. So let's just go back because we're gonna sacrifice a pawn next eventually. No, he puts the queen here, but is it not a checkmate? I think I should. It's time for a check. And I think I have this check and it is game over. No, it looks like a game over, so let's give a check. He cannot take the knight. Yes, he has to go. But now we simply take the rook and yeah, that's it. The only thing which I have to do now is to be a little careful. I'm gonna take the material away he has, and we have such a material advantage currently that plus the king on e1, so this should be a completely winning position. Let's start taking some material away. Yes, he resigns, he wants a revenge, so let's play another game. Let's be fair. I like when people are correct, even in online game, so I like when people give me a chance for a revenge, and of course we give a chance for revenge as well. We have Caro-Kann opening. After this game I'm gonna read a little bit the chat. Let me see what is there. From India, 15 years old. If I can teach you. Oh, this is a very difficult question. 15 years old. Actually, it sounds young, but for chess, it's already not that young anymore. Now, as you know, the current Indian top players, they're so young and so strong already. Okay, let's go back a little bit to the current position. Usually moves like c4 are logical as well to take, and then to play c4 is not so bad. So maybe let's give a try with simple solutions. Let's develop. Let me read. So, I don't know what is an alien gambit. To play bullets? No, thank you. I am not playing bullets because I don't like to play bullets so much. Usually I play blitz or rapid, it depends, but I don't play so much in general. Online chess is very specific, so just for the stream I do play a little bit, but in normal cases I don't do much online chess. Currently, what do we have? I would say we have some slight advantage, not so much, but a little bit. So let's change the bishop and then we try to get the rook here into the attack. So we have some space advantage by having this pawn structure. Here are no obvious weaknesses, which is of course good. Next move could be rook to g3. I did not pay much attention to the time, so we have to play way faster now. Our opponent played very quick. Knight on c6. Yes, it is making sense what he's doing. So if he wants to take now, we're gonna take, of course, with a pawn. No, he does not want to take, so we put some extra pressure. And let's bring the pieces. Let's bring the pieces and let's try to give a checkmate. Very dangerous play because I have this f5 push. Does it work? He's gonna take. Here's a knight on d4. I'm gonna take on h6. He's gonna take on f5. No, I cannot do that immediately, at least. So let's get another piece into the game. I think he's gonna take on d4 at some moment because to keep the structure is very difficult for black. And after he takes, should we take with a pawn? Yeah, we should take with a pawn on d4. Is it better for white? I'm not 100% sure, but I think I should have a slight advantage maybe. He's taking, whoa, what is that? Okay, I'm gonna take on e6. This is weird. This is a little bit weird what he's doing, because now the g7 pawn is under such a massive pressure. Hard to imagine that this was a good play for black. It doesn't look like a very good position. We have bishop h6 coming next. We have some queen g6 somewhere, rook to h3, so a lot of different ideas how to give a checkmate. Queen f6, he's trying to defend and attacking the pawn on f5, so let's... we cannot defend it. Okay, so this was his idea, that I can't defend because he's gonna take the knight, so what should we play next? I think there is just knight c7 and take here with a clearly better position, but I think I should have something more. Time is running out. Yeah, I played way too slow. I played way too slow. Now we have a better endgame, but so little time on the clock. This is no good news here. No good news here. Oh, I missed that he can take the knight here. Okay, so we had much better position, but then yeah, I played way too slow. We're not gonna accept his revenge. 2 games are enough, because he plays very fast but not very good chess, so then we don't have like great ideas. I like very much to play GMs because they have ideas, so we see some tricky maneuvers, some tricky tactics. The current opponent that we have faced the last 2 games, he's playing very fast and quite bad, so this kind of style, it makes the games not very educational and it makes the games quite boring, because basically if you blunder, yes, he's gonna win. If you're very slow, yes, he's gonna win, but in case you don't blunder something big and in case you're fast enough, basically you win all the games. Because this strategy of playing very fast and not so good, it works on some level, but on a GM level, usually it's not the best strategy. Let's go with the next game. So we're facing international master with an extremely long name. Anonymous mouse chess player here. Okay, very long name of our opponent, and this opening is called the Reti. So let's play the solid Reti opening. Let me read the chat. So 1900, yeah, that's not enough to try to be a top chess player. Welcome to the chat. Hello everyone. I hope you will enjoy my commentaries. I try to play some solid chess and to explain a little bit what is going on the chessboard and my thoughts. So we have quite a typical Reti. Opening e4 is not a very good move because it activates now my bishop here. So e4 not the best. Now as you can see, knight is getting to c5 to b4, d3 pawn is weak, so e5 is also not the best because now the bishop is a monster. No idea why he's playing like that. To me it makes no much sense. I think we're doing extremely well, just we have to be careful here in the tactics. Let's get the knight here on b4. We try to grab the pawn on d3. He's trying already to defend with all he got. Knight c5, d4, knight on d3. Not looking bad. To take first, also looking pretty decent. Also to play a4 now is looking good. So many good options here for black, but I think I can play the move knight to c5. It looks like I have also this very interesting sacrifice. I think black is doing perfectly well there. But maybe just to go back or knight e4, I don't know. So many good options. Which one to choose? Maybe just go back, because now c2 square, we are owning it. And just c5. So all I think the structure of white is going to fall apart. But again, we are facing an opponent who plays very, very fast. Not a good play, but very, very fast. Yeah. So here I have to comment a little bit less and play a little bit more. Otherwise, we will lose on time in a great position. Black is doing obviously better, if not to say much better. So for example, what is this? Where is he going? This move makes absolutely no sense because there is no attack, there is no nothing here, and now we have to get to the b3 pawn. Can I just win the b3 pawn straight away? Maybe first to play bishop f5, and then I'm gonna play bishop on c2, also d4. Wow, I think I have so many good options here. I don't know, maybe bishop c2, because why not? Just to grab the pawn on b3. A free pawn. Also d4 is looking good, but okay, we can just take the pawn. Yes, he's playing really poor chess, but he's trying to flag me, so very, very fast and very, very bad. But finally we take a piece. So piece up, he resigns. Yeah, this is no, I don't want to play this kind of player because it makes no fun to play him. Very, very fast and bad. This is not fun. And as well, it's difficult to comment on games when your opponent is playing very fast and just random moves, because the game makes not much sense. Let me see what is in the chat. Welcome into the chat. Let's start with the move e4. In case you like my games, please subscribe and like the channel, it would help us. Thank you for that. Next game, if we are facing a GM, so maybe some great game. Let's see. We have 4 knight opening. I like the 4 knights opening, even though objectively speaking, yes, it is more or less equal, but it's funny and quite rarely played actually on the top level. So this is what I like about 4 knights. It's not that like everyone is playing it, thousands of games, so we have quite interesting positions eventually. h4, let's push a little bit. Let's get the bishop to nice square. And of course, we will not move the bishop, so we want to sacrifice something. Can I go like h5 straight? What is gonna happen after h5? Let's go h5. Wow. Now here e5 not working yet, but maybe I don't know if I should continue sacrificing. Should I or should I not? I don't know, hard to tell. Maybe let's go crazy and play the move g3. I don't know. Let's go crazy. Okay, let's go g3. This is of course a crazy play. It's by far not a must, or maybe even should do. Objectively speaking, I think I should have taken the knight, but the position now is crazy, so it's very funny to play this kind of positions. Let's try to attack. So let's see, how can we attack Black's position? We have here the bishop, we have the knight g5 option, we have h6 option, we have so many options. Maybe let's go knight h4. So we try to get the knight to g6, eventually to f5. We want to get queen f3 and then long castle, and then we're gonna play rook d g1. So we're gonna push with all the pieces that we have. He wants to get d5. How can we prevent the move d5 from being played? I think it's not that dangerous actually. So let's go here, because in case bishop gets to g4, we have the queen g2. Looks pretty safe, and our strategy is to play against the king on g8. So long castle, and then we're gonna get the rook here, and we're gonna attack the pawn on g7 as well. h6 might be very good to be played somewhere. Many options here how to proceed. So he still attacks. Let's see what is the idea of Black, because it seems like he is very close to a checkmate. Okay, queen g3. But I think I'm capable of just taking on d5, because if he takes, I'm gonna take the bishop. This is looking like it's gonna be a checkmate soon. Wow, all the pieces are in the attack. Is it really possible to defend in such a position with a black piece? It's hard to imagine that there is a defense. Okay, let's take it, because this is gonna be a checkmate in case he takes on f2. Is it a checkmate? Yes, it is a checkmate in case he takes. No, he doesn't. He continues playing the game, being a queen down. No, he resigns. Let's offer a rematch. So this was a beautiful game. Very nice game, actually, yeah. If my name is Naiditsch, yes, my name is Naiditsch, that's correct. I'm a GM. I've been playing against most of the top chess players, but it is already 6-7 years ago. Now I'm playing only very little bit of chess. Welcome, everyone. Let's play some more blitz games. I'm trying to describe the game the way I see it. Very human comments. So our next opponent, International Master, but we don't see moves being made, so let's abort the game and let's search for a new opponent. In case you like our channel VChess, we have a lot of interesting things. Please subscribe to our channel, please like it. I see in the chat, could you play the Scandinavian? I don't like so much to play the Scandinavian because it's not a very good opening, so not my favorite play. If I give chess lessons, if I'm a coach, rarely. Sometimes, but I am not like working all day as a chess coach. No, I'm not doing that. So we have Caro-Kann, we're facing FIDE Master with knight on d2, knight on b3, quite a rare line of Caro-Kann, but it's not a bad line, so it's very playable in my opinion. It's a slow play line, as you can see. Short castle, long castle. Ooh, this move is not the best. No, this is not the best, because for black to castle long side is usually, it's leading to very difficult decisions later, so I would not advise it. Let's develop the bishop, and now we can choose for c4, a4. He wants to get g5 done, but it's not like super dangerous, because usually we have this knight e1 followed by knight to d3 idea. Very typical against the g5 push. He's gonna play g5 in any case. Yes, this is what we see. And now it's difficult for black to create here something, and we're gonna push a5. We're gonna put the knight on c5 next, and then we're gonna see if we can push c4. Also quite nice, rook c1, c4. Maybe even without c4 is possible. So here f6. Okay, we can simply take the pawn on f6. Let's get, I don't know, knight c5 or a5 first. As you can see, my safety of the king on g1 is better than the safety on c8. So please stop writing this 6-7. Let me remove, because it's ridiculous. Don't disturb the channel, please. So now we don't have the disturbance anymore. Sorry for the people who are watching. I don't know, some insane person tried to scam. Knight on c5, beautiful position for the knight on c5. Now a6, possible. Maybe we have also this kind of, maybe we should take actually first, but then the knight gets to f5. I don't know if we should take first or not. I think I can just take first here, and in case he takes with the bishop, I'm putting my knight on c5. Ooh, with a pawn. He took with a pawn, but look at the structure for black. This is a absolutely horrible pawn structure that black is having now. Okay, let's put the knight to e5. Obviously, white is having quite some nice advantage here. Still, we have to play good chess because things are a little bit messed up. Can I go like c4? He's gonna take, most probably. I think I should have done something better. I don't feel like I'm playing well at the current moment. Yes, I should have played definitely something else. What can I do here? No moves with a knight. This is really bad luck. Wow, this was bad. This was bad what I did. Still, position is very complex and dynamic, but I definitely should have done something else. Now there is this g3 move coming, very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant. Yeah, I'm playing poorly. I'm playing poorly at the current moment. I should have played definitely way better, because we had a beautiful position, we had a nice advantage. And now, yeah, now the position is quite bad. And also I played way too slow. Yeah, poor game, poor game. We had a huge advantage. And now we're doing really bad. Is it a checkmate? Let's see. Let's see if he can give a checkmate. This was his idea, alright. Let's defend. Let's bring the rook. Oh, he can take. Yeah, I missed it. He can take. Why I did this? Yeah, this was a poor game. Poor game. We had a huge advantage, and yeah. No, we are not gonna play him again. Also, a bit strange the way he plays, so we should not play him more games. Next game, international master from the US. We have King's Indian, b3, not the most ambitious move, obviously, but it's alright. So, knight on c6, pretty normal standard position. I would say these positions are, in most of the cases, pretty equal. There's not much to be worried about with the black pieces. Queen c7, c4 pawn is a little weak. Of course, he has a great bishop, but just to have a great bishop is not enough to be better. So position should be equal. We try to get the c4 pawn. b7 is under attack. That's why it's equal, because in case we can defend... Ooh, what is this? What a move by my opponent. This is really bad. I mean, to play bishop d5. This is just horrible. So now, of course, we're doing, I don't know, probably winning. We can play knight f4. Is it just a straight win? Also, so many good moves. Also, knight e3 leads to a huge advantage for black. What a strange play by my opponent. Don't get it. I think, yeah, this looks just too good not to be played. E2 pawn is hanging. Bishop d5, like, wow. Unbelievable. Like, position is more or less equal. And then bishop on d5. This is so strange. Okay, can we give a checkmate? Is there a checkmate? I think there should be, so let's take maybe for the beginning on c4, because it's never bad to take a pawn. In worst case, we always can take on f8 and just to have a much better position. But I believe there should be something better than this. Maybe not. Maybe not, because I don't see how to win the game immediately. Maybe there is something, but I don't see it. I don't see. Okay, let's take. Because I just don't see something better. And... how to crush the guy in the current position, because he just has no threat, but also very weird move, rook e1. So strange play. Hard to understand that. We have many good options, but I don't see how to win the game. So let's give a check. Now knight to d4 is looking... Is it a checkmate? Okay, it's a funny move. I don't really need this move, but it's a funny move, so let's play it. Because in case he takes, I'm gonna take on f3 and then I'm gonna play bishop on d5. But he has to take because there is nothing better. So we're gonna see a very, very funny position. King on g1 and then bishop on d5. So I don't know if this is a checkmate, but it looks really bad for white. Rook on c1. It is impossible to guess any of the decisions he's making. So let's take. And I thought I should be close to winning, but I made a mistake, yeah. I thought queen d4 just wins the game, but maybe it does actually. Does it win the game? Or there is a defense? Ah. Yes, there is a defense. Yeah, this was bad. Okay, we had a completely winning position, but yes, I will just resign. So, what to do? What to do? Just interesting, who is the player? Because this is not I am playing, obviously. No, this is not International Master, so... Because it is impossible, let me show you very, very briefly why it is not International Master. Because, okay, this is more or less a normal play. But to play bishop d5, this is a move of basically 1500 strengths. 1500 is not International Master, so it is impossible to play bishop d5. Also, it is impossible to play here a move like rook e1, because of course you play knight on d2. But the rook e1 is very, very strange move. It makes absolutely no sense, because the knight can go away. I have this check on c6. Very, very strange. This is not International Master playing. This is to 100%, because no way International Master would play the move bishop d5. This is just impossible. So we should not play this opponent again, because super weird, super strange, super fast. I don't know, super. I don't know, but we should not play him again. Okay, let's go with the next game. What do we have in the chat? I played badly. Yeah, can you play better? This is the question. Can you beat me? I don't think so. So, not so bad, all in all. So, let's see what else do we have in the chat. Nothing too interesting, no chess questions. So, if no chess questions, then not much to answer. Again, we have a Caro-Kann game. So Caro-Kann seems to be very popular opening online. Also the move h6, which is not that popular actually over the board, but seems to be one of the most likely openings, as we can see a lot of people playing this, with the idea of playing to g5. So we have many smart people in the chat. Extremely, yeah, what to do? Instead of enjoying the games, have some good time. Yeah, people are a little bit strange. So, let's continue. What do we have? To change the bishop is usually a good idea. Rook to e1. Short castle and knight on f1. So let's play a couple of moves and then I'm gonna answer the chat, because otherwise I'm gonna lose on time. So let's let me play a couple of moves, then I can read the chat. We have some slight advantage here because we have better space and a little bit better structure. Still, the bishop is a good piece. So now we're gonna try to push a little bit on the c file. maybe we have to... It would be great to change the bishop somehow, but not so easy. Not an easy task to change the bishop. Maybe knight h4. I don't like move knight h4, but I just want to get rid of the bishop. Of course, he's gonna play c5. This is obvious, so we're getting ready for the c5 push. We're gonna take it. And we have more or less an equal position, I would say. Let's take. And let's get into an endgame. So let's take, let's get the rook to e2, very solid. It looks like black is pushing a little bit, but I think position should be equal. We want to get the knight on b4, g5, wow. Wow, strong play. So we're facing quite good opponent because to play g5 is not an easy move to make, but a good move. I try to escape next with the a3 b4 idea. I have to get some counterplay, but he's not letting me. Amazing play by my opponent. How he controls the game playing so fast. Also his rating is not objective. This is just unbelievably good play. How to play so fast, so good. Do we have a chance here? Probably not, because I spoke way too much and now no time. No time. This is the main problem of the position. We have to keep on fighting, but it's not looking good. Now things got better regarding my position, but oh, I could have won the piece by playing f3. I played way too slow in the beginning and should have played way faster. Okay, second chance to win the piece. Strange, before he played so well, blundering nothing, playing good positional chess, and now just gives us a piece. Very strange. But probably anyway, I'm gonna lose the game because I have no time. So, what to do? What to do? No time means no time. So we're gonna lose just on time. There is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do not to lose on time. Of course, quite pity because we played so slow in the beginning. This was stupid. I should have played way faster and then the things would be pretty good, I guess. Now there is, I don't think there is a way for us to save the game. Yeah, way too slow. Of course, piece up, but way too slow. So, let me see the chat. If we have some question. Arkady, do you believe that generally lower rated makes much more mistake in complex positions? Maybe that's why I'm not very successful in opens at the moment. Basically, I stopped to play chess already quite long ago, so like 6 years. But I don't think it's about some particular position or particular stage of the game. Usually these are small things that are in opening a little bit, in middle game a little bit in end game. So you are not like you are much better in something particular. But these are the small things, and yeah, the small things are getting accumulated. And once you have many small things as part of something, so they play a role. And of course, as you can see, nobody beats nobody like 10-0. So this does not exist. just you are slightly better in small things, and it gives you some edge. So it's maybe 60-40, sometimes it might be 70-30. So it's never 10-0, like of course not. So small things everywhere. All right, let's play the game. So I should play definitely faster, yeah, because otherwise I will lose on time again. So let's try to play a little bit faster. I hope you are enjoying the games I'm playing. In case you do, please like the channel. It would help us to grow. Thanks in advance for that. Queen to a5, e5. Yeah, I played not so well here because now white is doing better. We are under pressure, the bishop is dead, this is the problem. I will try to get the pawn c4, but even if I get the pawn, probably black is still doing worse. Because we have problem here with the bishop on g7, so I think he missed the move knight c4, or did he miss it? This is the problem of blitz. Of course I had a bad position, and here my opponent plays the move c5, and now of course I'm close to winning. So yeah, this is typical for a blitz game. One good move, one bad move, it changes everything. So the knight is hanging. How to win the game? How can we win the current game? I can go queen a1, then to take the rook. Looks quite good. So let's go for it. He wants to give me the rook on d3. Alright, so we're gonna take the rook on d3. I don't think it matters that much because now black is winning. One wrong move and that's it, yeah. Blitz is tough. Blitz is tough. You can play a great game, and one wrong decision, you're gone. He wants to catch my queen by playing bishop to a3. I should be able to prevent that. Maybe b5, b4 is an easy way to prevent. Does it prevent, actually? Yeah, a little tricky. The bishop a3 idea, quite nice for white. Not so easy to avoid it, so we're gonna sacrifice a pawn, because we have now the option of getting the rook to active file. No more bishop a3 at the moment. We have also all the time this rook b2 check, in case we need it. And now we're gonna try to activate the rest of the pieces. So it looks like quite a nice position for black. Queen a4, he continues the idea of bishop a3. We should be able to defend from that, but I don't see how. Well, there is no defense. This would be terrible. This would be just terrible. I don't see a defense. I don't see a good defense, so I don't see something better. So maybe f6. Yeah, this was terrible. Completely winning position before. And now we have to play this rook to b2. Maybe I'm completely lost, actually, again. Yes, this was horrible what I did. This was really bad. Why did I play so badly? Let's see if we still have little chances left here. Maybe we have, maybe we don't have, so I have to take here, but then I'm gonna lose, so let's take on g2. We have to give the queen. Yeah, this is just a lost position again for me. That's pity, because so close to win the game. Just a couple of good moves and it would be it. And now it doesn't look like we have a chance. Of course, we're gonna fight, but I don't think it's gonna be a successful fight. Doesn't look like. Bad position. We have to try to somehow attack something, but what can I do in this position? Not much. Yeah, this is completely lost. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, just to resign. Yeah, that's pity because it was completely winning. Let's offer a rematch. Let's play better chess. Let's play better chess. This was poor play. B6. Okay. So, not a very serious opening by my opponent. White is having now the center, and obviously the better play. E5. We have sort of French, or don't know how to call it, the best, where white is doing just better. C4, quite typical. The king is here on E8, so knight on E4 could be potential target. Yeah, now white is having again a huge advantage here actually. Not to say it's winning, it's very close to winning, I guess. We can take knight G5, or we can play simple move like knight to C3. Also looks very, very good. Knight on D7 bad, and bishop on B7 also pretty bad, yeah. So we have strange guy here. Welcome to the chat. Hello everyone. I hope you will enjoy the games we play. We have currently a good position. In case you like our channel, please like, subscribe, that would be nice. So, our opponent is thinking for a long time, and he takes the pawn on D4. Okay, we can take it back. Looks very good. We can also take on E4. Also, that is looking like almost over for black. Don't know what to take. Should we take, or should we take on E4, D4? Both looking super good. So let's take on D4 because we have this idea of playing E6 next. Knight on E4 is still hanging. So we can get the knight on F5 also. So many good options. So yes, let's go knight on F5. White is doing overwhelmingly good here. Objectively speaking, it should be close to a winning position for white, but as we know, it is a blitz game. Everything can happen in a blitz game. You're never sure how it's gonna end. Let's give a check and play the move bishop h6. So we have this knight e6 with double check next, and I think I can just win the pawn if I'm correct. Yes, I don't see why not. So we're winning the pawn on e4, king on g8, bad position. Pawn up for white. We have ideas like e6 next. So many good things. Many good things are going on. White is doing very, very well here. Great position for white. So bishop f8, nice try by my opponent, but I believe I should have the move e6. Also, I can play, of course, this and take on d7. This is also looking like a win. Maybe I should choose a rook to d1 continuation, because it feels like it's gonna be a safer win. As you can see, knight, then I'm gonna take on d7, and the rook on a8 is hanging. So it looks like it's gonna be game over very, very soon. Now e6 is looking powerful because he cannot take, So I'm gonna play the move e6, e takes f7 is in the deadly threat. Yeah, he resigns. Let's play a rematch because he gave us also a chance for a rematch, so we have to be fair. This time, let's go with a e5 continuation and bishop c5, very safe line. I would advise you to play these structures with the black pieces. I find it easy to play. And black is doing very safe, so a6 against the move knight a4, not to get trapped. with the bishop knight on d5. Yes, this is normal play, but the question is, does this play gives any kind of advantage to the white pieces? I don't think so. We play just simple knight on d4, and of course we're gonna take with a bishop on d4. So solid play, and I think very playable position for black. Maybe even it's a position where you say you might be trying to be better even with black. We have great bishop on a7. We have a nice pawn structure, so for sure we equalized. If black is better, I'm not sure in that, but black has equalized fully, I'm sure. So f5, a little bit risky, but I want to get my pawn to e4 or to try to push f4. So f4 in a combination with the bishop on a7, very, very strong. Of course, e4, we give him the squares, but the idea is very, very straightforward. Great bishop on a7, and we try just to outpush white now. Let's see if it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know if I should play queen d6 because there is this move b3. So he's gonna try to get the bishop to a3 next, but we're gonna put the queen to h6. So many good options here for black. Which one to choose from? Okay, I feel like it should be not a bad move, so let's get it. Bishop d7, potentially. First development, afterwards we're gonna start the mating attack. Step by step. Let's see what he is capable of doing now. I think black's having a good position here. By the feeling, black is doing well. So, in case you have some questions, please ask them in the chat. And please, let's focus on the beautiful game of chess, so no bad sayings because it's just ridiculous. We want to enjoy the game of chess. This is why we are here. Let's see if we can give a checkmate. Long run, develop the bishop, maybe even develop the bishop to g4 with the idea of playing f3. So many ways here to proceed with the black pieces. I don't know what's actually best. Let's see what is gonna be the next move of white. So we're gonna decide how to react to that. In case you want to help us to grow, please like, subscribe. This would be great. Thank you in advance for that. Our channel is still small, but we try to grow. So bishop g4. Oh, I have missed the move. Oh, no. What I did? I missed the move f5. This was bad. I could have taken on a 4, would have been better. But still position, I think, is looking quite nice for black. So we have bishop d3, trying to grab the pawn on f2. We have bishop c2, try to take something away. What should we do here? I think maybe rook g4. Is it dangerous? Is it dangerous if you can play there? Maybe bishop c2 first. So he has to go somewhere with a queen. Then to take or to play bishop d3. And this is what we have to decide. I think bishop d3 because I want to grab the pawn on f2 in case I can. And then black is going to have a winning position in case I can get the pawn f2 with a tempo. So white has to do something very, very urgent now. Doesn't seem like there is something. Okay, he wants a revenge. The last game we want to be fair, of course. So this is our last game against the current opponent. We have King's Indian reversed, I like to call that. And let's play it with the move d3. The idea of the structures is usually to play rook to b1 followed by b4, a5. Good move because black should not let white to play b4 immediately. Now we have a couple of options. Bishop g5 is pretty normal. It looks a bit weird to give the bishop, but my idea is to get the move b4, so this is what I'm doing. And we try to have this long diagonal pressure in case it's possible. So knight on d5, b5, b6 eventually. Black with a bishop pair and white with a pressure on the long diagonal. We can see that my opponent is playing very, very fast. Quite a good game for the moment, I think. Quite a normal game, I would say. Maybe slight advantage for white, because we have this monster bishop on g2. So let me read the chat. So how to get to 2400 in case you are 2200. This step is quite a serious step. It seems to be easy, but it's far from easy. So you have to understand that IM is already very, very good chess player. So the difference between IM and 2200 is quite big. That's why many things needs to be done. I would personally advise work on the tactics. Tactics are usually the key to most of the things. So tactics, you can try to get a coach or a trading partner. This would help as well. So also very, very important to keep on regularly training. Otherwise, it's very hard to become 2400 in case you don't do chess regularly. So it's not just one thing where you have to improve in many things. It's a long process. 2400 is already a very, very good chess player. Okay, let's go back to the game. What do we have? We have some pressure here, so maybe white is still doing a bit better. But we have to find some idea how to proceed. Let's play king f1 because I feel like I should defend the pawn to free the knight. Now we need to think where to put the knight and of course what to play next. Where to put the knight? This is a very good question. Maybe first let me play h4 to improve the structure a little bit. I don't know why I do that, but for sure it's not bad. Rook on b8, so we have somewhere the possibility, and he is trying to play rook a1. How dangerous is it? Not very dangerous, but what can we do with the white pieces here? What is the plan of white? Very difficult to find actually something reasonable. What to play with the white pieces? So okay, let me play king e1, but it doesn't help much. It does not help much. Maybe position is just equal because I don't see a way to play this position for a win. Of course, active rook is very good, great bishop also very good, but what's next? This is a question. It's like, yeah, my pieces are beautiful, but beautiful pieces is not enough. Maybe there is also some option of playing somewhere the move e4, and then we have this bishop c3 idea, which is also looking like quite ugly. So here g4, of course, I try to get the e4. Yeah, he's gonna play e4. This is what we've been thinking about. Can I take it? Possible or not possible? Have I missed something or not yet? Not yet, maybe. Very... yeah, I don't like what I'm doing here. Maybe still it's equal, but I don't like the moves I'm playing. Yes, now he's going to put some pressure, so we have to take the pawn. At least we're gonna suffer for being a pawn up. So it's better to suffer with a pawn up. So, oh, this position is getting very dangerous. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We have to defend like super well, but I don't see good moves anymore. Trying to defend with all I have. Big pressure. This is big pressure on the position of white. Let's take, let's run. Get the knight. Yes, now we're doing well. Now we are doing well, but so little time on the clock. So we are doing well. Now we're not doing so well anymore, but it's all about the seconds. Yeah, very lucky. Very lucky or unlucky. No, we lost on time. Actually, I thought I have still some time. Yeah, but this was strange. I thought I made a move, but lost on time. I don't know. Maybe my connection was not perfect, so yeah. But okay, it was an interesting game. Let me read for a second. So, something, puzzles, yeah, puzzles are always the key. Every top chess player, he or she, they are very, very good in tactics. So, tactics is usually the key if you want to get to a top level of chess. You must be good in calculation. Calculation is like the basics of chess. Doesn't matter what you know, doesn't matter how much you understand. In case you are missing tactics, you have no chance. So yes, tactics is the key. Let's play some more games. Let's see who we're going to face now. For the moment, there is no pairing for us. No pairing for us. Okay, if we don't find someone to play blitz, maybe we can play some rapid game. During a rapid game, it's easier for me to explain, but of course, blitz game is more dynamic. Still nobody. Strange. No players left who we can play with. Okay, I make the last challenge, and if we don't find opponent, I'm gonna switch to rapid games. I play so rarely online rapid, like almost never. It seems like we don't have an opponent, so let's go for the rapid games. 10-minute game. Let's see if we can find someone who wants to play us. No, also not. Wow. It's today a special day where people are not playing. So, let's see if we can find... No, also not. Ah yes, 10 minutes. So we got paired. Let's play a 10-minute game. C4, E5. Let's play the move Knight f6. So one of the main lines. E3. It's like reversed Sicilian basically. So let's go with the move Bishop B4, one of the most popular moves, I guess. The idea is to take on C3 in a good moment. So at the moment we still can castle first, Knight f3, maybe just to play the D6 line. So this is like not the main, of course. And after we're being asked, now we take on C3, BC. So this is not a very regular idea. The regular idea is to take with the queen, because why do you play queen on c2 in case next you play bc? From the logical point of view, it makes no sense. So I would not advise you to play queen c2 followed by bc. As you can see, the structure now is far away from perfect. Maybe d3 has to be played already, but then the pawns are... Okay, d4 is also possible. Now I have two options: to keep this kind of structure or to take. I believe to take is an easy solution, because you can see pawn on c4, not so great, pawn on c3, not so great. So these are long-term targets. Black has an excellent position out of opening. Now we can take, and to play bishop e6 or queen e7 first. Excellent position for black. Or we can maybe first play bishop e6, attacking the pawn on c4. So I guess the bishop is not going to run away. So, e4, a pawn sacrifice, we can take it. We have actually quite nice tactics here. We can take, and to play b5, because the pawn cannot be taken, there is c4. So after b5, knight on d2 is like only way. We're gonna take, and play knight takes c4. So black is gonna be better, but with all these tactics, why not just to take the pawn on c4? So just to be pawn up is not a bad thing. As well, to play immediately the move b5 is looking also pretty nice. So to take or not to take with what? I believe that we should play... maybe to take with a bishop, so just safety first. Now we are having a full pawn up position, which is very good. There are no obvious threats to black, so just a pawn up, I would say. Now we have to get to the next stage of the game, how to convert the advantage we have. Bishop g5, potential idea of white, so let's start with the move h6, not to give this bishop g5 idea. Next move is rook e8, we'll put some pressure, and then we have to think where to put the queen from d8. Let's see. Knight on d2, okay, so we change the knights, we play rook e8 as we thought. Next, where to get the queen? Should we play queen e7, putting pressure? Maybe the very logical approach, I would say, is to play queen e7. We can maybe also put it to a5, so we want to grab the pawn on a3. Also looking nice, so... where is it best to put my queen? Maybe more conservative approach. So, queen e7. Simple play. Let's bring the last piece into the game in case we can. Yes, we can to take. Here he's gonna play f3. This is a little problematic, so let's get the last piece into the game. It's never bad. I see in the chat some question when I became GM. Very long time ago. I was 15 when I became GM. It's already 25 years ago. Long time. So now what we can do next? Knight on f6 is not perfect, so we have to do something. Also d5 is looking pretty good, because if he takes, we're gonna take the rook. So this is better. In case he plays e5, we have just simple moves. I don't know, knight h7 with advantage, so I think it's not a bad choice to play d5. If e5 is sort of forced, we're gonna play knight to h7, knight to f8, and get the knight to e6 to support the idea of playing d4. This could be the next plan for black. We should not forget. Oh, he takes ed. This I'm not a big fan of, because now pair of rooks, in my opinion, should be better than the queen. So we have to think how to attack. Now something, the idea of white is to play c4 obviously, so this yes. But pair of rooks is so strong when the game is getting open. We have to play well now. Now it's an important moment to play some good moves. Should I double the rooks? Not looking bad. Or should I just go back with the rooks, which is also not looking bad. But then we have to get the knight to some decent position because the knight is pretty poorly placed now on f6. So, where should I play? Difficult to say. It's difficult to say what is better here. I believe we should try to be solid first, because he might get some counterplay. So let's try to be solid, and afterwards we will try to get some kind of chances to attack, of course, because we have the pair of rooks. Now b6 is solid with the idea of knight 8, knight on d6. This is very passable. A bit hard to win this position. Maybe we should be more aggressive with a move b5 immediately, which is looking pretty double-edged, I would say, but maybe not so bad. Because otherwise he's gonna play the move a4 and it's gonna be very difficult for us to break through. So maybe b5. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. Once again, my idea is somewhere to get pair of rooks. Again, the queen, even 3 versus 3 with pair of rooks, I think blacks will have quite good chances. We can play rook e6, knight h5, so we can play this move, take, and knight h5. So we're gonna grab the pawn on d6. Should be a good position. So maybe let's go for it. He's gonna take, of course, and we're gonna play knight on h5. So this was our idea, to attack the bishop, but I played bad. Bishop e3, yeah, of course, I completely missed that. This was bad. This was very bad. I missed this move, and now the c-pawn is going to fall. Yeah, this was horrible. This was just so bad. Now probably black is in trouble. But I completely missed bishop e3. I thought, yeah, he needs to give me the bishop. Why I thought like that? No idea. Still, let's fight. We have the pair of rooks, so it's by far not over. The rooks are very good. Queen on b4 could be the next move. Bishop takes a7. Yes, probably it is. So we have to... He wants to go a4, a5. How to get some counter chances here? For that we have to attack something. So what can be attacked? If I go here, he goes queen to b3. There is no rook to c2, so we should try to get somehow this counterplay, but not so easy. Maybe a rook to d3, because I want to play a rook to c8. If I get to c2, then yes, black I think will have some decent compensation. So let's try. Rook c8. Rook on c2 is the next idea. As you can see, the king is quite in trouble, so white needs to be quite careful here. A rook to c3 or simple rook on d7 with the idea of rook to c2. So both is not looking so bad. Don't know what to choose. I think maybe rook d7 to be more conservative. Well, now we get a chance. Now we're getting chances because in his case I would not allow this rook to c2. Maybe white is winning, but so many options here for black. We can try to be persistent with the move rook to d3. Probably bishop takes a7. Now we have to find how to continue here. Or maybe first to bring the knight back, because the knight is getting to d5, beautiful square for the knight. And still, we should not forget, we have pair of rooks, so pair of rooks are just so powerful. What is this? We have a sacrifice by white. A bit unusual play. Because we can give a check, we can play first the move knight to d5. So many options now. If I take, I guess the idea is to play b6 also. Even this is far from easy. So, how should we proceed here? I think knight to d5 is looking good. I believe knight on d5. Not 100% sure, of course. Okay, let's try. Let's try knight to d5. Queen is under attack. We have bishop under attack. We have the idea of rook e7 check, and also we just want to get knight to c3 with different mating ideas. So many different threats from the side of black. Position is very dynamic, so let's see. Let's see how this will end up finally. But I think black is completely back. Pair of rooks, just so powerful long run. A rook is under attack. Rook c3 or rook c1 check? That is the question. Maybe rook c3, because what is the defense for white? Okay, let's play rook to c3, attacking the queen. Maybe also rook e7 check was possible, but I could not find the win after king to d1, so that's why I thought maybe rook to c3. Queen is under attack. Where queen can go? We still have the option of just taking the bishop on a7. We still have the option of giving a check here, so he gives us the bishop, so of course we are gonna take it, yeah. We will take the bishop. Probably we can expect the move b6, yes, and we give a check. So, we have to stop this pawn from moving. How can we do that? Let's see. Let's see if we can. Somehow it feels like we should be able to. But of course it's never easy, so if I give a check and I go here, he wants to give his queen. This is the idea. Okay. But if I give a check first on d3, then I think we will win the game, because if king on c2, we have this check on e2. If king c1, then we give a check first here. King c2 is forced, and we're gonna give a check on e2 and win the queen, yeah. So it looks like black is winning finally the game. Yes, we won the game. Very interesting game. Especially the position that we had with a pair of rooks against queen. Strange composition. But yeah, long run, pair of rooks is so powerful when you see it like a long run. Yeah, first it looks like queen was better, but in a long run, pair of rooks so good. So I hope you enjoy our channel. Please like, subscribe, this would be great. We have a very nice application on the market, so you can check it out. VChess application. It's good for family fun, and yeah, there's a full chess program from very little to basically a strong chess player, so you can try out our chess app. Welcome to the chat, welcome everyone. We're playing now some rapid games, 10 minutes, so we don't have this kind of a rush like we have in the 3-minute game, because very difficult to comment when you're playing 3 minutes, because when you comment you lose on time. In case no comments, then why do I stream? Because obviously I try to give you my view on chess, on positions, how I understand them. Yes, so let's go with the next game. We have Sicilian defense, not a very popular line. White with a better pawn structure, black currently with a bishop pair. So bishop h5, pretty normal, very normal play, nothing special at the moment. We have different continuations here. Knight on c4 is against the move e5 because there is g4. And we're gonna win the pawn on e5. So, let's see. In the chat, if I have ever won against Magnus, Nakamura, yes, of course. Very, very many times. Yes, I did. So, bishop on g6. Now, we should be preparing probably long run, long castle. So let's go with the move queen to e2, e6. I would play with black e5, so this is usually the way black should play these positions. e6 is not helping much. Also, it gives me opportunity for the move e5. I don't know how good is e5 at the current moment, but long run e5 is useful. Bishop d2 preparation for long castle eventually. But let's see what black is gonna play next. So, bishop on c3. Nice bishop here. Or knight h4 to take the bishop, maybe to play f4. Many options for white b5. It could be good, it could be bad. So, very double-edged decision because of the b5. c4, yeah, the idea of c4 is absolutely correct. But I did not long castle yet, and I still have this idea of playing knight h4. So I force him to take on d3, I'm gonna take back. If I manage to defend the pawn on d3, I think white should be doing better. And as well, we have theoretical chance for this f4, f5. We keep all the options open here. Many good options for white. Okay. Still he takes, I'm gonna take back. We can expect knight e5, knight c5 with the pressure on the pawn d3. Pretty normal. Maybe a rook to d8. But it is a long game, so we are playing a rapid game. In a rapid game, there is no rush. In a rapid game, it's not so intuitive anymore, so we can take our time to think what's best, what's possible. Now we should be careful. Nice trick here, queen d8, attacking the d3 pawn plus the knight on h4. So I guess I should take, or I should not take. Maybe I should take, because to take feels like the right decision, and maybe to play the move b4, so the knight has to leave the square. c5. Long term, we want to get rook to c1 with a pressure, plus king f1, king g2, so we sort of castle and try to be a little better, because pawn on c6 long run is a weakness. I guess this should be our idea what to play next. Okay, let's see what happens next. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. In case you have some chess questions, please do ask them. I would be happy to answer. We are trying here, of course, to focus on chess. We don't do politics, we don't do stupidities. This is educational channel, so please respect that. And we try to improve a little bit in our chess knowledge. Alright, so c5, I guess, is the idea of black, because if no c5, there is rook to c1 next, and the knight on a6 is pretty poor, so c5 should be the next move for black. What else can we do here with white? Oh, he plays rook to d8, so nice play. Of course, he wants to push against the d3 pawn, but I think I can just go rook to c1. So c6 pawn is hanging, and then rook to c3 in case I need to defend the pawn on d3. So I'm not convinced if rook d8 was the best play for black. I think that this pressure on the c-file, this is a problem. So black should have played c5. Yeah, now he goes with the move c5, but the question, why rook to d8? Was it necessarily? Okay, I have a couple of cool options here. One is d4. We sacrifice the pawn on d4 and we have this queen takes b5. Next, obviously, he's gonna play the move c4 and we go d5. Looks quite nice. So the next option, to take first on c5, knight takes, go d4, rook takes d4, we're gonna take on b5, rook goes back. Question, is it better or is it not better for white? It also looks like a better position, but I'm not 100% convinced that this is better. So we can also play bishop b4, but this is looking like so-so. So maybe my best option is to push d4. Straight to go d4. Why not? We want to take on b5. How to defend? How to defend now with the black pieces? I see only one way. It is to play c4. But then look at this knight on a6, and knight is so poorly placed. Sorry. It takes for the knight. Still, at least, yeah, he plays the move c4 as expected. But now, for the knight to get back into the game, it takes two moves. So I have basically two tempos to do something. My ideas, d5, looking like the most natural. The pawn is under attack, so or I play bishop c3 or I play d5, but why not to push immediately the move d5? It just feels so good to push it. We have option of bishop c3, but it's not a must. Depends what white is gonna play next. What black is gonna play next. We will decide if we play bishop c3. Maybe it's time to do this artificial castle with big king f1, king on g2. Interesting. I think very interesting to get the king on g2, to defend the pawn h3 and to free the rook. So the rook is gonna get to d1. Queen e5, queen to e5, very aggressive play. He wants to win the pawn on e4. Question, does it all work for black? Because black pieces are not very well developed. So queen e5 may be good, but maybe dangerous. Let's see. Let's see how can we react against the queen e5. Even to sacrifice now on c4 is looking quite interesting in my opinion. Maybe too ambitious to sacrifice a piece, but maybe not so bad. We can also go f3. The idea of black is to give a check, but then we play queen f2. So also this is looking pretty decent. So maybe just a simple f3. I don't know. Maybe I have something better. It feels like I should have something better, but maybe queen f3, but a bit unnatural to put the queen to f3. So usually I don't like to play unnatural moves if it's possible, of course. But maybe it's the best to put the queen to f3. So queen f3 idea, bishop c3. In case he goes queen b2 after the move queen to f3, we have knight on d1 defending a3. So a bit unnatural, but maybe not bad. So queen f3. We defended the pawn on e4. Next move bishop c3. Next move short castle. Let's see what happens next. So, welcome to the chat. Thank you all for watching. If you want to help the channel, please subscribe, please like the channel. A little promotion. So, what can we do next? Or better question is what he's gonna play next, because bishop c3 is just so dangerous. I believe that black should just gamble now and play the move queen b2, because yeah, he's gambling. Absolutely correct. I would do the same as black. In case no queen to b2, this whole thing is not making real sense. So he is playing correctly. My idea was to play knight on d1 as we spoke before. Maybe still the best, yeah? Or should we also gamble with the move king e2, but he's gonna take, and we can try now so many different options for white because black pieces are still poorly developed. On the other hand, why to gamble, why not to play just a simple move as knight on d1 in case queen goes somewhere away, we have this tempos and then we can bring the knight back. In case queen gets somewhere to a2, then we have this knight on, so queen a2, we have knight on c3 with a tempo, holding d5 pawn, castling, short side next, attacking the black king on e8. Very, very dangerous. Once we start mating attack against the black king on e8, it's gonna be a checkmate. Black pieces not developed yet, so there's a chance that we can use it. Let's see, of course, what the next move is going to be of black, but I don't see something special, so it means white should have some advantage here. I think we're doing slightly better, maybe even more than slightly. It depends. It depends how will be the next couple of moves. We have to wait a little bit. We are playing a rapid game, so here more thoughts, but of course the tempo is way slower, so not everyone likes that, but for those of you who want to get some new chess knowledge, I think rapid chess is better than blitz chess. Let's see. My opponent is thinking, so usually it's like in a practical game, once you feel that your opponent is taking his time, he's not very sure what to play next, it's usually a good sign. It's a good sign. Sometimes even the position remains extremely complex, but your opponent is thinking, and it means that probably your opponent is not very happy with what is going on. So we wanted to get the bishop to c3, so let's do it. We have a beautiful bishop here, and we can return with the knight on e3. So all in all, I think queen f3 been quite a good decision, because black did not find a way to make use out of temporarily having the knight on d1. So let's go back. Knight on e3, beautiful position for the knight. We protect the pawn on d5. Great bishop here. The only thing what is missing is the rook on h1. So here we have or king e2, rook to d1, or this king f1, king on g2. I'm still not sure where should we put our king here. Even short castle is possible, yeah? So short castle also very normal here. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. Knight on c7. Reasonable play. He is bringing the last piece as well into the game, yeah? Very normal play. I think I should do short castle. Looks a bit unusual. Or should I play first rook to d1? I don't know. Can he take the pawn? Take. Very risky to take the pawn, I think, for black. But maybe possible. I don't know. Not sure. So let's go rook to d1 first. Actually, there is another very nice idea. If I manage to get this king to d2 and get my king to b2, this would be fantastic. King would be so safe on b2, and then I can completely focus on the attack on the black king on e8, so this would be wonderful, but very difficult. How to cross the d file? I don't think we have a way. To cross, so I think I should do short castle next, or a king f1. One of those. Maybe also something like queen to g3 with the idea f4 or h4. Also looking pretty decent, yeah. So let's see what happens next. Time-wise, we're doing extremely well. We can see only 1 minute and 10 seconds for our opponent, so big time advantage. It helps, obviously. The next move of black is bishop on, sorry, I misclicked. Next move is bishop on d6. Where to put the king from e1? e2, or we have this plan of king d2, king c2, king b2. Although we can just play simple queen on g3 followed by h4 because h4 is nice to have. Can we do something dynamic? I also have this h4 sacrifice somewhere, but not sure. Not sure. Knight on g2, but it feels like not a great idea to move the knight somewhere. So let's go queen to g3 followed by h4. We slowly advance, as you can see. So we have space advantage, we have a bit better structure. Also nice. Okay, so we can take it, I guess. Now we have to think. Knight c2, knight d4, looking powerful. Also, to get the knight to f3 is looking powerful. So we have quite some options here. Also e5, too early. So let's play knight to c2 because I believe knight on d4 is going to take a very, very beautiful position. Let's get the king to f3. Feels also like the right choice. And we should get ready for the move knight on d4. So let's get king to f3. Pretty useful. Bishop on e5. Yes, this was more or less expected. Now we have this option, or immediately knight on d4. Maybe let's go bishop d4 because I would like to get my bishop to c5 eventually, then to play knight on d4. Rook a8. Yeah, good play by my opponent because he's getting ready for the move a5. Maybe not working yet, but he's getting ready. So I have d6 also somewhere. Maybe let's go g5 to get the position a little bit open. This is not working, or it's working. I thought it's very dangerous, but maybe I'm completely mistaken. And yeah, bishop b6. I thought I can push, but maybe I cannot, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. Because good knight, bishop is actually not so bad. King g4, pretty safe. White pieces are very, very safe. And a lot of ideas we have currently. g5 been quite useful. As you can see, the king on g4 doing very, very well. Now we're entering a bullet phase. Just a couple of seconds left for my opponent on the clock. We should be careful not to get checkmated. So let's go rook a1 because I'm just a little bit scared of being checkmated. Now rook a7. Okay, so I'm not sure he should let me play that because so bad position for the black king. Rook e7 coming next. So he tries to give me a checkmate. But is it a checkmate? I don't see a checkmate. And I see that rook a8 is winning next. So I guess things are looking very, very good for white. Probably we won the game. Yes, we won the game. So all in all, a very, very interesting game with some ideas and quite a nice structure. So let's go for the next one. Thank you very much for the chat. And of course, I hope that my comments are useful. I try to comment the game the way I see chess. So we focus on positional ideas, not only on tactical stuff. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. In case you do, please like, subscribe to our channel. Let's see who is going to be our next opponent. So, next game, d4. Let's go knight f6, c4, e6. We play not only the King's Indian, but as well a3, not the main, but it can be played. So now we have a little bit strange Queen's Gambit, or I don't know how to call it, because a3 move is not very useful. I believe black is doing already fine. We can go with the move c5, we can go with the move knight bd7 to have classical Queen's Gambit ideas here. So, also to take the pawn as possible, not bad. So let's go knight d7, so we go with a classical Queen's Gambit for a black. Just we have this a3 move on the board. a3, it's not bad, but it doesn't help white directly. I believe black's position is already fine. If somebody would show me this move a3, I would say, yeah, it's playable, but how useful is it, or what is it? Use case. How do you use the move a3 now with the white pieces? Hard to say. Hard to say, so personally I would not advise you to play moves like a3. It's not being creative, it's in my opinion just giving black excellent play. So I don't know. I think it's too early to try to be creative on move 3. Let's see what is the idea of our opponent. Probably he plays a lot of this a3 move, so I guess he has some idea. Let's see. Let's see what is his plan. Till we're waiting for the next move of our opponent. In case you have some chess questions, please don't be shy. Comment in the chat, I will be happy to answer your chess questions. To take on d5, not the most ambitious move once again. So, queen to d3. Oh, this move is looking very weird. It makes no sense. Because usually white should never put the queen to d3. This is not the way to play. Now black is doing excellent already. Bishop d6, simple development of the pieces, so very, very normal. Black is doing great here. Let's hope we are not playing with a cheater, because yeah, this would be sad news. So let's, for the moment, think that it's a fair game. In case it's not, what to do? We're gonna play somebody else next. Black, excellent position. Queen on d3. Very weird to put the queen on d3. Don't get the point of that. The usual idea for black is to be solid. Maybe ideas like knight f8, knight g6, then knight e4 once we get rid of the pin on h4. So, let me read the chat for a second. How to tackle the middle game that gives better position in the end game. So, what is your question here? In case you have a middle game and you're getting better endgame, I think it's great. So just keep on playing the better endgame. Oh, what's the best tip for someone who is stuck around 1300? I think if you have 1300, 1300. So my advice, again, just try first to develop your tactical skills, because it's going to be so important for the future. Without tactics, nothing is running, and it's easy to train tactics. Just solve puzzles again, in case you have like 30 minutes time during the day. Just solve the puzzles. You don't need nobody for that. You don't need a chess coach. You need no one. Just do the puzzles and you're gonna improve. So my advice would be, if you are stuck at 1300, do a lot of puzzles and you're gonna see it's gonna be you will improve for sure. Okay, let's go back to the game a little bit. What do we have? We have beautiful bishop here on f5. Bishop on h5 is also so strange, because in case white is gonna take the knight on g6, this is usually good for black. That's why hard to understand what is the point of putting the bishop to h5. So strange player, yeah. We are facing a very strange player. We can just, I think, go away to get the h7 square for the bishop next. Usually in these positions, the main plan for white is this b4, a4, b5, but now it is not working. Also, bishop on h5, I think, can be just caught, so there is an issue with the play of white, super weird. Maybe it's not cut yet because there is knight on h4, yeah, but take should be, I don't know. Yeah, strange opponent, very, very strange. All the moves he does is strange. Something is wrong with the account of the current opponent, because this is not the level of play. As we could see in the previous games, we had tough fights, and now basically the guy is blundering a piece in one move. Bishop g6, yeah, we should report this account. So this is definitely a fake account, or something wrong with the account. Of course, we continue the game, but something wrong. Yeah, this is a fake account. Let me read a little bit. What is the best to improve after reaching 2200, or well, it depends how old you are. Somebody who is young in 2200 is very different to somebody, let's say, who is a hobby chess player, very strong club player with 2200. So I think it depends on circumstances in which you are, how often you play. In general, in case you're not a professional chess player, it means usually you're playing way too little. So to be in shape and to progress, it's good to play, maybe it's ideal to play one tournament per month. In case you don't have time, try to play 7-8, but probably in case you're not a professional chess player, you're playing less than that, and it makes you already not in best shape, because you might be a good chess player, but you're lacking practical skills. To keep those practical skills, you need to play at least a tournament a month, otherwise you're getting lower on this kind of practical decisions in the right moment, so little things that are missing then. And it's for everyone, it's the same with me. I'm playing now very rarely chess, and I feel very often that I'm missing the practical decisions are not that good anymore, so this is a very, very normal thing. Let me read the chat just a second. At which level you recommend to start thinking about move like knight f8 to reground it? This, I don't know. This is quite a typical idea, so nothing new. This is nothing new. If you would watch the games of the great world champions Kasparov on the Queen's Gambit, they know this kind of ideas. So yes, this idea is nothing new. Best book for beginners. Many good books, good books, of course. I would always say the books we did with Balogh Chaba, very, very good books for beginners. Very, very good, because we are explaining many things and we don't use an engine. So yes, there are mistakes, obviously, but I think from understanding point of view, we have great books. So you can visit our web shop. We are offering the books in PDF, quite useful. You can download. We also sell the books very, very cheap. So I think not a bad idea, but of course there are very many good books on the market. So currently, what do we have here? Piece up for black. The game is very, very boring, and the game is making no sense because black is just completely winning. And as we saw in the chat, probably we're not playing a real account. So yeah, what to do? We have to be a bit patient here, just finish the game, and yeah, then we're gonna start a new one. So how to finish the game? Let's triple on the H file. So the rook from A8 is getting to H8, and yes, it should be very near to game over. Do you enjoy playing sacrificial chess? If I like to sacrifice, okay. Sometimes it's good, it's funny, but usually on a higher level, you try to do what you need to do. So if you must defend, you defend. If you have to attack, you attack. If there's positional play, that's alright. If there's pure tactics, well, that's also part of the game. So you try to adapt. There is no special strategy, and you just follow just one strategy. It's not the way it goes. Okay, so let's finish this game. Let's give him a check. So we're gonna change the queens. Endgame, full piece up. It is complete game over. So let's give him another check. And yes, yeah, the game is over. Not a very funny game, but it did not depend on me because we've been unlucky to get paired with most probably a fake account, almost surely a fake account. As you can see now, knight on g2 is going to be eaten, so we can take it. And next move, we're gonna take the pawn. So now we have like a full piece up. King is poorly placed. Knight f5 is coming next. Yeah, the game is just over. Let's see. Can we do something? Knight f5, full piece up. Rook on g3 next, and we have also knight h4. Yeah. So we should be able to win the game under normal circumstances, but how to finish the game immediately? I don't see a very fast win. So if we don't see a fast win, we can play some solid moves. e4, is it dangerous? I don't know. I don't know if e4 is dangerous, but in any case, maybe just let's go back. Not to give him this e4, just in case. So now we have to activate the knight from g6, or we activate the rook. Both is looking very, very good. So let's go rook to g1. Position of black is, of course, completely winning. So, okay, so good question. For someone that is that has busy life, is it better to play one game 30 minutes or 3 games 10 minutes? Hard to say. Hard to say. Both is very useful. For sure, both is better than to play blitz games. Because if you want to be serious about chess, you cannot play a blitz game and really expect to become a better chess player. It doesn't work like that, so both is good. 10 minutes games are good, 30 minutes games are also very good, but in 30-minute games the problem is how do you find someone to play with you? Usually people like faster time control, so it might be difficult to find an opponent. That's why maybe more easy to play 3 games 10 minutes, but both is very good. Let's go back to the current game. So we're still fighting rook f2, try to win the pawn on f3, piece up for black, so position is winning. f4, we can give a check, for example, now here, and to grab the pawn on e3. So we are very, very close to win the game. Knight h4, or can I give a checkmate immediately? No, I cannot, or I don't see. So we go here, rook g3. There is a mating web around the white king. Still not a checkmate, but how to checkmate here? Here must be a checkmate, I just don't see it. Of course, completely winning, but it feels like I should be able to give a checkmate. Where is a checkmate? I don't know. Maybe let's get the white king isolated. So close to a checkmate. We are so close to a checkmate. Just a couple of moves more. So I see Do GMs think in terms of ideas instead of multiple moves? Yes and no. If position is very tactical, you have to be very direct. Of course, in case a position is not very tactical, then you try to make a plan. You try to have some kind of long-term plan that you stick to, because in case you don't have plan, it makes everything so complex. In case you stick to a plan, then things are getting just way easier, because you don't need to rethink each move, now left, then right. You have a plan. You stick to a plan, it makes your play more confident. So everything is like around the agenda. You have a plan and you think, how can I execute the plan? Because if you have 10 different plans, each time you're thinking, should I plan 1, plan 2, plan 3, or plan 8? It makes the things just so difficult. That's why I think it's way easier to have a plan. Sometimes it's a bad plan, but to have a bad plan is better in most of the cases than to have no plan. So let's continue checkmating the white king on h5. Now I see a checkmate. We want to go king h7 followed by knight to g7 with a checkmate. Yes, we can checkmate eventually the white king in the next 2 moves. Will it work? Will it work? Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, today I'm not playing against the viewers, so no games against the viewers. We are playing whoever is there on chess.com, so it's random. Thank you for watching. Just in case you like the channel, please like and subscribe, of course, it would help us. Knight on g7 checkmate. It seems like there is no defense. And that's it. He resigns because checkmate in the next move. Knight on g7, there is no way to avoid that. Yeah. All in all, not a very interesting game because just a piece up straight from the opening, so maybe next game is going to be more funny. So let's see, next opponent for the moment. No. So okay, we have our next opponent. If I'm not mistaken, this is Brazilian flag. Beautiful country of Brazil. So let's start the game with the move e4. Let's see what happens next. We have e5, knight to f3. And we play bishop b5. So Ruy Lopez or the Spanish opening. Knight f6, short castle. We have the main line of Ruy Lopez. b5 is not the main line, bishop e7 is the main line, or b5, bishop c5. Yeah, this is of course also very popular. c3 with the idea of playing d4. All is theory, all is very normal, quite usual. Rook to e1, all is theory. Defending the central pawns. The idea of white is simple. We try to keep the center alive. The idea of black is also very simple. Black tries to play against the center of white. So it's all about the center. Let's go with the move bishop g5. Not a very common way to play this position with white. More common is to go bishop e3. But I like to play with the bishop on h4. If black plays g5, we will see crazy positions. So it's great to explain, I think. We're gonna see a very funny game after the move g5, yeah. So, I see in the chat who is my favorite chess player. I don't know who is my favorite chess player, but I know who is the best chess player ever, and this is definitely Magnus. So, I think by far nobody ever been playing as strong as Magnus. Yes, Kasparov was great, Fischer was great, so many great chess players, but the level of play and the consistency that Magnus Carlsen is showing is unhuman. It's just unbelievable, because in case you want to check one of the best chess games ever in the chess history, you have to watch Magnus between 2009 and 2014. Unbelievable games by Magnus Carlsen. Just the level of play, incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, I think there is no one that is even close to Magnus. Let's come back to the game. We see the move rook e8. I think black should have played maybe knight h5, more ambitious. The question is, can I win the pawn by taking on a e5? So we're gonna take on d8, then we're gonna win the pawn on e5. So I don't see why I should not do that. So I take, yeah. Maybe our opponent has missed d takes e5 move. Let's see if I am correct, or maybe there is a great trap that I'm missing, but I don't see this great trap, so I hope that we are correct. We just will try to win the pawn on e5. So we take the pawn up for white. If now there is no knight e4, because knight e4, I think I can just take it. There is a check on d1, but we have the bishop, so I think we can just be happy with the pawn up position. So yeah, let's see if still there's something black can do actually here. If knight d7 and doesn't feel like black is having the compensation. Yes, it is a fighting position, but I believe now we can be certain that white is doing better. Conversion is the next step. White is better, but still far away from a winning position. We have to play well to win the game. We have rook to d1 first to pin. Does it help? I think not really. We have bishop g3 or bishop d4. Let's go with the bishop to d4. It feels good to have the bishop in the center. Probably knight to c5 is the next move of black. Then we're gonna play bishop on c2, covering the d3 square. So we're aiming for this kind of safe but nice advantage. Knight on c5, yes, as expected, and of course we're not giving the bishop. We play the move bishop on c2. So, what's the difference between a normal GM and Magnus? The difference is same as what is the difference between, let's say, 1500 and 2300. The difference is very big. Magnus is just better in everything into comparison to a normal GM. So very huge difference. You cannot compare a normal GM to a world champion like Magnus. Okay, we're pawn up. We develop the pieces, so things are looking very good. What has been my peak rating in classical chess? I think 2730 something. This was my peak. Rook on d2. Absolutely correct play by black, because there is a rook to d6 coming next. Still, my plan should be just to change the pieces, so rook to d1 is looking good. Also e5 is looking good, because we prevent the black rook is getting into the game. But I think a rook to d1 is looking better, because why not to change? So we change one pair of rook, then we change the next pair of rook. The idea of white is just so simple. Pawn up, so we change, we try to get endgame, and then of course we try to outplay our opponent in an endgame, but to play an endgame with a pawn up is usually very good. So yes, once you're a pawn up, you can try to simplify, and this is what we're doing to get rid of counterplay, to get into an endgame, and to try to win an endgame with a pawn up. This is the current idea. So we reached an endgame. Now the knight is not so perfect here, so the next move might be knight on c2, then maybe f3, king f2, and get the king to e3. Okay, e4 pawn under attack, so we just defend by playing the move f3. So let's see what happens next. We have to bring the king, so let's do it. And we have to bring the knight to d4 or eventually to e3, because the knight might go to f5. So we have to decide soon where to put the knight. But first, king f2. We can be 100% certain king f2 is something useful because the king belongs to the e3 square. That's why king f2 cannot be a bad decision. We have pawn up in an endgame. We continue our plan knight on c2. So knight to e3, knight on d4 or king to e3. We have a couple of options. We will have to choose next. Maybe black can try to play h5 with the idea h4. King e5, king to e5, also very logical. So I think I should play g3 just in case. Very helpful in many situations to have the pawn on g3. Of course, king e3 was the idea, f4 somewhere. Also a defense against black h5, h4, which would be bad for our structure. So g3 is just so useful. Let me read the chat for a second. Have I ever played against Vichy Anand? Yes, of course. I played maybe 20 classical games against Anand, maybe more. I don't know. We played so many games. Also, I played against Hikaru. Yes. Let's see. Knight on d3 is coming next. Also, there is a threat of knight a4. So we have to defend from this and this simultaneously. How can we do that? We have a couple of options. In case I play king e3, looks not bad because I want to go f4, but there is knight a4. I guess it should be good for white, but I'm giving up on the pawn b2. I don't think I need that. That's why knight to e1. So we prevent the move knight on d3. We prevent the move knight a4. And we're getting ready for king to e3. h3 pawn is under attack. Question is, can the pawn be taken? And we can play also first the move b4. I think I like the move b4 because the knight has to go somewhere. And we have this check on d3. Very unpleasant check for black. And then we can think if we play h4, which looks very normal, so let's give a check. h4 next looks normal. Maybe we can play the move f4, which is tricky because we give up on the h3 pawn, but we try to catch the bishop. So f4, for example, bishop takes, we can play the move f5, and the question is, can we catch the bishop on h3? Maybe. Not 100% sure, that's why h4. There is no reason to risk in this position, we're doing just so well, so why to risk? Why to risk when you're just having maybe very near to a winning position? There is no reason to take some kind of risky decisions. We want to play very calmly and eventually winning the game. So bishop b3, let's get the bishop to a good position. As you can see, slowly we are advancing, and this is what I would also advise you. So don't rush in an endgame. In an endgame you must be patient, and of course try to calculate the little tricks for your opponents, because if you miss the tactic, then there is no escape. So never miss easy tactics. That's why we have to stay focused. On the other hand, we have to be very patient. So no rush, no rush. We try to give little chances to our opponent. Simultaneously, we are ready to play a long game, and we try to give no counterplay in case it's possible. So, for example, I think to put a bishop here on d5, beautiful position. Of course, I could have taken and then to play f4, but why not to put the bishop to d5? Another important thing about endgames. In endgames, when you're the stronger side, try to avoid the change of pawns. And in case you're defending, try to change as many pawns as you can. So this is more or less one of the main rules for most of the endgames. When you're better, don't change the pawns, and in case you're worse, try to change as much as you can. It works for most of the endgames. What do we have in the chat? Have I ever beat Magnus? I beat him twice in a classical chess game, yeah. How much rating needed to play with GM? Usually GM starts from 2500 FIDE rating. I mean, we speak about classical chess, obviously. Let's go back to the game. What do we have here? We have a very good position for white. We can go knight to c5 to block all the black pieces, and yes, this is what we're gonna do. Bishop on d5, perfect. Knight on c5, perfect. King e3, next f4, next. White's position is looking excellent. So let me read the question. If you have been playing good moves all through and the opponent catches you off guard, is there always a move? Maybe only move. Okay, the question is probably that in case you blunder something, is there a way to come back? It depends on the blunder. If you make a big blunder, sometimes there is no comeback, no. That's it. You might play fantastic game, 40 moves, perfect, and then you make one mistake and yeah, the game is gone. That's why I'm always saying try to be good in tactics. It's just so important not to blunder little things. That's why all the top chess players, they're just doing so well in tactics, because it is a must. There is no way around it. Okay, let's take next move here. Next move e5. Slowly, white is advancing. So we are very close. We are very close to win the game. Beautiful pieces. Black has no counterplay, which is extremely important, especially when you're playing a blitz game. In blitz game, counterplay feels just so unpleasant. So at the moment we don't see counterplay, as you can see. Beautiful knight here, king on d4, very well positioned. My pawns are on dark squares. Of course, it makes the things way easier because I don't need to defend my pawns. Now we have many ways of winning this position. For example, we're gonna take and we're gonna play knight e4. We force the pawn to get to the white square, so the bishop is not very strong. After that, we have many different ways again to win. Probably after the move g4, I'm going to choose to play knight of 6 like this, king on c6. So king here cannot go to the e5. That's why we have king e3, king f4 coming next, so we can free our king and just win the pawn on g4. So 2 pawns up is way too much. Or we can play king f4 followed by king h6, king g7, king f8. Yes, this is funny. The knight is covering the d5 square. Look at the black king. Black king is, yeah, he can do nothing. So our opponent resigns. If we take a look at this, of course, we can win the pawn on g4 next. But although we don't need to do that, we can go king g5, king h6, king g7, king f8, king e7, then play just e6 and promote the e-pawn. So yeah, we have sort of domination. Knight on f6, so good, but this is why we need the pawns on the dark squares. In case we would not have the pawns on the dark squares, we could not do that. Just imagine white pawn here on b3, black pawn on b4. It would be a completely different story because we have bishop e6 and the pawn is under attack. Yeah, so it's so important in these endgames to keep the pawns on the opposite color of the opponent's bishop. Let me read the chat for a second if we have some kind of interesting question. Very complicated questions. Usually chess is a simple game, just play good moves. GM. At the moment I'm not playing yours. No, sorry for that. So the question is how. Okay, so basically we want now a nice game, and yeah, I'm gonna play one more game in 3 minutes, and that's it for the stream from myself for today, because I'm already streaming since 2.5 hours, so for today that's enough. Thank you very much for watching. I'm saying this in advance. In case you want to help the channel, please like, subscribe. This would help the channel to grow, and of course visit our web store. We have very nice books in PGNs, or download our application VChess, a nice app for the whole family fun. Okay, let's go. So we're playing 3 minutes. Here we have no time to waste. Look at the speed of our opponent. He's blitzing out the moves. I am already very low on time. So let's play a bit more aggressive with the move F4. We want to get F5 next. Can I play G5? I can just take it, no? I think maybe he played a bit too fast, because we have now almost a winning position already. This is what happens when you're playing a bit too fast. F6, okay, we have to take the knight. We play E3. The domination of the white here is pretty obvious. He wants to get here some counterplay, so we're not gonna give him this chance. Next move, King H2, just to be solid. Everything is defended, so I can be happy about it. Maybe he wants to sacrifice on E3, but looks a bit suspicious. But still, we have the knight, so let's get the knight. There is no reason to rush in this position, obviously, for white, because we have all the time in the world. Maybe he wants to sacrifice somewhere, so let's not give him even the feeling that he might be able to sacrifice. H5, potential weakness. All we need to do next is to get into an endgame, and the game is going to be over. So, how to get an endgame? Rook C3. Maybe queen on D3 next. So, as you can see, he panics a little bit here with the move G5. Now we have to be precise. We have to be precise to win the game. So, he wants to take. Quite unpleasant, actually. This move was not the greatest ever by me. Why I did this? No, it's not so easy. No, it's not so easy. Okay, I have to go for the endgame. This was bad. Yeah, Rook C3 was horrible. Horrible, horrible. Okay, I think still I can take it, because we have this king gets to H4. Maybe to F3. Both is looking pretty fine. H4 or no H4? It feels so weird to put the king there. I don't know, maybe king H4 is the best, but it just feels bad to put the king there. Knight E3 next, bishop E1, or maybe here. Ah, this is what he wants, yeah. Ah, it feels so slow. I'm so slow after playing rapid. To play blitz is just so difficult. Because now I'm playing just so slow here. Can I catch the rook somehow? Not yet, I think. Okay, let's go here. Is there a way? Okay, king f4 probably is the next move. No, he wants to take. He wants to take. Okay, let's go here. I need to get my bishop somehow more active, but how to do that? If I play here, he's gonna give me a check and then to take. Yeah, this is not so good. So let's get the pawn to a5 maybe first, and then let's see. And then let's see what we are going to play next. such a weird position currently on the board. Very difficult to say actually who is doing better here. Let's give him a check. Now bishop b4, does it work? Does it work? Because I have here the winner. Is it the winner? Or not yet? Not yet, maybe. Yeah, he's lucky to have that. Okay, I have to take the pawn. Oh, I'm missing now, rook takes b2. Ah, I missed everything, yeah. Okay, I missed everything. We had a winning position almost from the opening, and then, yeah, we're missing everything. Sorry for that, not a great game, but yeah, after rapid played too slow, and then, yeah, what to do? In a winning position, no time. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, this would help to grow the channel for us. Thanks for that. And yes, maybe see you next time. Maybe I'm gonna stream the next days again. So eventually, see you, and wish you all a great day. Thank you for watching.